to put the IV in me, and it hurt like hell. She couldn't get it. She kept digging the needle like to find a vein. And can we get a new nurse? Damn, this only will get worse. And I kept telling him, I feel his head coming down. This baby is coming. Can you please call my doctor? This baby is finna come. Please call my doctor. He has finna come. What time is it? What time is it? 7. Oh, the light is bright. It don't need to be that bright. It's 7:06. We got here at 5:17. I don't know what's going on with the lighting. He finna go to sleep. He finna go to sleep. He finna go to sleep.
This one don't recline.
Ain't no side to it. You want this one?
But 7:06, we got here at 5:17. So we've been here for like an hour and a half now. So far, it's enough for me. I ain't even had enough contractions yet, or even get to the real deal part. But they finna go to sleep on me, and I'm sleepy. I didn't get no sleep last night. My peace. I was trying to go to sleep a little bit, but yeah, we're still the same amount dilated. Yesterday we went on a 3-mile walk, and then we walked around the complex, and then we did squats and lunges, and I did not make no progress with dilation. But we are now, there's and stuff. So I'm gonna get on here there. What is up, YouTube? If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, hey y'all. Today I am about to do a really quick story time. I've been meaning to do this video, and I finally got the time to do it. But I am doing a story time on my labor and delivery experience. And if y'all don't know if that's a peep or not, but I finally got a mount for my car. What happened to, I think I threw my last one away, but that's the point. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's start with, I was 39 weeks, 39 weeks when I went to labor, and my labor was an induced labor. I had to get my water forcibly broken and stuff like that. So but I was induced March 16th at 5:30 in the morning. And I just want to really say, like, I am blessed to be able to have the experience I had. Even though there was a little nicks and crannies in the beginning, y'all, it was chef's kiss. I was so scared. Like, the night before, I didn't want to go to sleep because, like, I feel like with everybody's first pregnancy, they dread labor and delivery because they don't know what it feels like. Like, you can ask anybody, like, hey, how'd your labor and delivery experience feel? Can't nobody really tell you because it's all dependent on your body. Like, it may not feel like something to somebody else because they may be a high tolerance to pain. Me, I don't do little pain, so I'm like, y'all, this is gonna hurt. I am like, I can't wait to meet my baby, but I am dreading this moment because, oh my gosh, I am terrified. So pretty much I was induced March 16th at 5:30 a.m. So pretty much it was me, my boyfriend, and my mom in the room, and then my brother, he came, but he stayed in the waiting room and stuff. So I got there, and like, I was in labor for 14 hours. 14, I think. Is that 30? I think I was in labor for 14 hours. I don't know, I have to check. But pretty much got there, and I had this one nurse. So they did not know what she was doing. They had to draw my blood, and they had to put an IV in me. And y'all, she first started off with in this arm, and it hurt like hell. Like I said, I don't do good with pain, but at my doctor's office, the lady that draws my blood, I don't feel anything. Like, she just do it so magnificent. I don't be feeling nothing. So she was trying to put the IV in me, and it hurt like hell. She couldn't get it, so she ended up pushing liquid. I don't know what liquid it was. Saline. She put saline in my arm, and it bubbled up. So I had this huge bruise right in my arm right here. So then she tried to, she was gonna go on my hand, but she couldn't find anything. And then she came over here and she tried to put the IV in. And y'all, when I say she kept digging the needle like to find a vein, and my veins are not hard to find. I don't have rolling veins, nothing. She just kept digging. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it had hurt so bad that let me zoom in because I don't want this to keep focusing out. So it had hurt so bad that my boyfriend and my mom was like, can we get a new nurse? Because you can't keep poking at somebody's skin like that. Like, this shit hurt. Like, be fucking real. And just know this, the IV shit was the worst pain of labor. That says a lot. Got a new nurse, and my nurse, I wish I could remember her name, y'all. She was so amazing. I literally loved her so much. Like, if I ever plan on having kids in the future, I literally want her there to be my nurse. So furthermore, got a new nurse, got the IV, and I think I ended up having to get the IV. I got the IV in my hand. I think it's kind of a blur now because it's been 2 months, but I got the IV in my hand. So then they came in and I had to get Pitocin. And if you know what Pitocin is, if you don't know what Pitocin is a medication that they give you to increase your contractions and kind of speed up labor just a little bit. Because I wasn't dilated when I went in. He was head down, but I was not dilated at all. So they gave me the Pitocin, which I was scared of because I'm a person, I searched up everything on the internet. I looked on TikTok, everybody was like, Pitocin is the worst thing to get. You're gonna feel like you're in hell, blah blah blah. So I got the Pitocin. I wasn't feeling much of anything. And then they had to put balloons inside of me, and I will insert pictures. So they put the balloons inside of me, and it's to pretty much dilate you, pretty much. So they put balloons inside of you. I'll see if I can find a picture of like what the tube looks like, because it's a long tube and it's 2 balloons. There's one that goes on the outside of your vagina, and there's one that goes in your cervix or on the outside of your cervix, and it just pretty much compresses against your cervix to make it dilate. I believe that's what they said, if I can remember. But they pretty much blow it up with a liquid, and y'all, I feel like the balloons is what made my contractions worse because it was compressing against my cervix. So I had the balloons in, and y'all, my contractions was just, they was coming, but it wasn't like unbearable. Like, it just felt like period cramps, but I don't have period cramps. So that's what it felt like to me, like very mild period cramps. So I'm going through with it. Like, I was crying because it just felt, it was a very uncomfortable feeling. And I think I was more so crying because, like, I'm like, damn, this only gonna get worse. Like, I'm scared, this and the third. I was bouncing on the ball, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm hungry. They kept giving me ice chips, and I had so many popsicles, y'all. It's ridiculous. Like, so many popsicles. So they came in every hour or 2 hours, one and two, I can't really remember, to tug on the balloons to see if they'll come out. That pretty much determines like how much I've dilated and whatnot. So kept tugging, it was the same, nothing happened. So around, I can't even tell y'all the time it was, but she came back in there to check the balloons again, and she tugged on them, and it's like, once she tugged on them, she literally tugged them on a little bit, and it was like they just came out. And y'all, the balloons was this size. I'm gonna put a picture because my mom took a picture of them. They, just imagine something this big come out of your vagina. Like, it hurt so bad. I had screamed, and my mom had got scared because she was like, I thought the baby was coming, but it literally was when she took the balls out, it hurt so bad. So when she took the balls out, I had to pee so bad. So I went to the bathroom. When I went to the bathroom, my mucus plug had fell out finally. I was hoping for my mucus plug to fall out before I went to the hospital, but it fell out when the balls came out. So my mucus plug came out, and they kept increasing my Pitocin dosage as well. So once I sat back down, they increased my Pitocin dosage. That's a tongue twister. They increased my Pitocin dosage, and y'all, it's like when the balloons came out, I didn't feel anything. Like I said, I feel like the balloons is what made my contractions worse. But as soon as they came out, I was fine, and my contractions were increasing. Like my contractions were high, and I think I was like probably like 5-6 centimeters dilated at this time. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, the contractions would come, and y'all, I would literally sit there like this because I wouldn't feel them. So on like the monitor that recorded the contractions, it was like it would spike, like how like the highest contractions, the hardest contractions, y'all, them hard contractions kept hitting, and I literally sat there like this, like, this is it. This is what I was so scared of. Like, oh my gosh. So then she was like, okay, we're gonna come in, we're gonna break your water. Once your water is broken, your contractions are gonna be even worse. So I'm like, okay, give me the epidural. Even though I feel like I feel like I could have went without the epidural, I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't feel my contractions. So I'm like, you know what, if it's gonna be worse, I don't even want to feel it. Just go ahead, bring me an epidural. Boom. So I got my epidural when I was 7 centimeters dilated, and I was afraid to get the epidural, y'all. If anybody ever try to talk y'all out of to get an epidural, don't listen to them. For one, you don't feel it going in. I was very terrified because everybody was like, it's a super long needle that they put on your back, you can be paralyzed. Y'all, the lady who did my epidural, chef's kiss. I felt nothing. Only thing you felt, it literally felt like you get stung by a mosquito when the needle first go in. That's it. You don't feel nothing else. I mean, you feel like the coldness of the medication going through your back, but coldness don't hurt. It just feel weird. It's just cold. So got my epidural, and then I literally felt like I was paralyzed, y'all. It was the funniest thing ever because I literally couldn't feel my ass, I couldn't feel my legs, I couldn't feel my feet, nothing. So what they kept doing was they kept rotating me to move the baby down further, I believe. So I had a tube inside of me to get the exact measurements of, was it my dilation or my contractions? No, it was exact measurements of my contractions. And then I had a catheter inside of me. And then I had like another tube inside of me. So I just had all these tubes in my vagina, y'all, just hanging out. Like, just hanging out. So they kept coming in, checking to see how far I was dilated, doing cervical exams pretty much. And like, it was kind of going slow, but it was going fast at the same time because I was 7 centimeters when I got my epidural, like I said. So they came in, and then they broke my water, and then they just kept rotating me. So they had me laying on my right side for a very long time, and I laid on my right side so long to where all of the medication for the epidural only was on my right side. So I literally felt everything on my left side. So my epidural went out on my left side, so I had to have them come back in and fix it, which was an easy peasy fix, literally, y'all. It was the easiest fix. But they put me on my hands and knees. And I think I was in that position for like 20 minutes, and then put me back on my side and stuff like that. And then around about like 9:45, they put me on my hands and knees again. And I kept telling them, I said, y'all, I feel these tubes inside of me moving. I feel him pushing his head up against these tubes. Like, I felt the pressure of the tubes like getting pushed out of my vagina. And they're like, oh, it's probably just him moving around. I'm like, no, I feel his head coming down. This baby is coming. And the number one thing that everybody say is the baby is coming when you feel like you have to shit. And y'all, I felt like I had to shit so fucking bad. It was not even funny. I just kept saying, like, I have to poop. I have to poop. I said, can you please call my doctor? This baby is finna come. Please call my doctor. He is fin to come. So then she was like, okay, we'll call her. Do you want to practice pushing? And I was like, no. Because if I practice pushing with y'all asses, he gonna come out. Call my doctor. And I will practice push when she get here. So my doctor ended up coming shortly after, and they came in, y'all. The doctor came in. It was like 4 or 5 nurses, like so many people came in the fucking room, and I was so confused because I'm like, why is all of y'all in here? So many people came in the room, and she was like, okay, it's time to push. And I was like right now? Like, it's time to push right now? She was like, yes, it's time to push. It's time to get this thing going. So, furthermore, I'm pushing, but of course I didn't know how to push because it's my first time having a baby. So she was just like, you're pushing with your face and you need to push like you're trying to push poop out. And y'all, it took me a minute. After a couple pushes, I was like, I don't know, I can't do this shit. And it didn't hurt. It just like, it drains your body so much. Like, seriously, I was drained, y'all. I'm like, I can't do this. I said, this shit is so fucking hard. I said, I kept saying push. So what I didn't know is, like, I thought it was push, and you push for a couple seconds, then you take a break. No, like, you push during your whole entire contraction, and then you stop when the contraction is over. So just imagine like a 2-minute long contraction or a 1-minute long contraction, and you're pushing, like, seriously. So I'm pushing. I had to check. So I'm pushing. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I can't do this. And my doctor, she literally said, girl, it's on you if you want your baby to get here. And when she said that, I was like, okay, I gotta push this motherfucker out so he can stop. But I literally pushed for 20 minutes. I only pushed for 20 minutes, y'all. And all I can remember, my mom and my boyfriend saying, like, Monty, he got so much hair. Just keep pushing. He coming out. He got so much hair. Just keep going. Y'all, once his head came out, it was like the biggest relief, because once the head is the hardest part. Once the head is out, it's like the baby just slipped right out. So once his head came out, I pushed, and then they just pulled him out, and he was out. And y'all, I didn't think I was gonna cry. I cried because I'm like, damn, like, I really just had a baby. Like, oh my gosh. And he was just so handsome. He was crying so loud, big mouth. And he had all this like white stuff on him. It's nasty. He had all this white stuff on him. And he kind of like, it's not like a bad thing, like, ugh, you stink, but it's like, it was one of them stinks, like, what the fuck is this smell? Like, he just smelled odd. So put him on me, and then they took him away, gave him all his shots. And y'all, like, labor is literally the most beautiful thing. I would do it again, not right now, but I would definitely do it again. Labor is literally the most beautiful thing to experience, the most beautiful thing to be a part of. Like, I was like, I did that shit. Like, so I gave birth to him at 10:45. He came at 10:45 on the dot at night, right before St. Patrick's Day. And I just been in love ever since, y'all. It's like the best feeling in the fucking world to be a mom. Like, it is the best feeling to be able to say, like, I pushed my baby out. Like, I did that. Like, I'm a mom. I am a mom. And he is so sweet. He's 2 months now, y'all. He ain't no newborn no more. But he is just so sweet. Oh my gosh, he's such a sweet baby. He's so spoiled. But the recovering process, though, I think I'm gonna make another video to tell y'all like tips on what y'all should pack in y'all hospital bags if you are expecting to deliver soon. So like tips to pack in your hospital bag, recovery items that is a must-have, because Courtland's cousin, she had bought me the Freedom Mom recovery set for the baby shower. When I tell y'all, that shit had me healed quick like that. And also, I only ripped my clit. I did not rip my vagina. I ripped my clitoris, and I only had to get 3 stitches, which wasn't bad. I just felt the pressure of the stitches being pulled. That shit, 0 out of 10. What color you be saying? 0 out of 10. Don't recommend. Yeah. But that is my labor and delivery experience, y'all. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I am gonna insert, because I did film when I first got to the hospital, but then I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not finna keep recording shit. I'm trying to focus on if this gonna hurt or not. That's it. But I will insert those videos that I recorded. And yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned for the next video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support that you have given me, and I will see y'all in the next video.